Hey guys, welcome back to Little Piece of Heaven Farm. My name's Farron, and I'm out here in my garden, and it's time to get all this stuff cleaned up and getting it ready for winter. You know, still got a lot of tomatoes on those plants right there to harvest. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get this cleaned up, and I'll show you what it looks like after I get it cleaned up. All this stuff right here has got to go. Throw all this in the compost. All that down through there's got to go. Harvest my tomatoes, and I'll probably go ahead and yank those because it's getting kind of late in the season. Get all that harvested. Pick up the good zucchini, the rest of the compost. All this needs to go in the compost as all this stuff is all done. All right, got this bed cleaned out, and those volunteer potatoes that I found while I was cleaning this bed out. I'm gonna go ahead and leave the cauliflower and broccoli, some of them, as you see they're growing, and they will produce. In a couple months here, I should get some harvest off of them. It won't be real big; it'll be small ones. But I get heads about this big around instead of the monster heads, but that's okay. That's one way of extending my garden season into the fall and winter. This right here is the New Zealand spinach, so I thought I'd go ahead and just cut it to the ground and see what happens this winter, see if it'll grow and survive the winter or not. You never know. Well, I guess it all depends on how harsh the winter is. I did test this earlier to see how it tastes. It's very bitter right now. It's probably because it's been flowering. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this to ground, and we'll see what happens. Alright, there they are cut back, and I guess we'll see what happens. Okay guys, look how big this Swiss chard is. It's freaking huge. But is it good to eat? Yeah, we've tried some the other day, and it's not that good to, very good to eat. It's quite bitter. But anyhow, it's a good looking plant. You know, it's red stems, kind of burgundy leaves. So I guess you could plant it like a ornamental plant, but it being this big, it's not very good tasting. It's very bitter. So apparently when it comes to Swiss chard, size does matter. And over here I harvested some celery, and as you can see, we got new ones coming up because I didn't pull the root ball out. I left them in. So that's a good way to keep growing celery year after year after year without having to buy seeds and growing them from seeds or buying the starts. Just leave them in the ground. I've been doing this for the last couple of years, and they've been keep coming back up and producing more celery. And over here is some Swiss chard that I left in the ground. You know, these would be good to eat because it's a lot smaller than that red Swiss chard I showed you earlier. This is good to eat. It's not bitter at all. You know, you got a new one coming off of that old plant that I cut off. New shoot cut off the side. Okay guys, my corn's all done. Had it all harvested and ate what I could and preserved the rest. So now it's time to get these stalks pulled out, and I'm going to throw it in the compost pile. Well, there you go. Got all my corn stalks right here in the compost pile. And you could chip all that up through in there if you wanted to. But seeing how it does freeze quite a bit here in the winter, the freezing and thawing will break it up. Plus all the decaying process of it. So I might go out there where the back 40 shelter is and see if I can't get some llama manure. Just sprinkle that on top of that. That'll help it get hot and compost. Well, there you go. Got all my corn stalks pulled out, and right over here is nasturtium growing, and as you can see, deer's been eating on it. So yes, I do got deer back on my property again. They seem to like it here. Anyway, let's go get that manure. compost all ready to go for the winter. There's a lot more things I can throw in there when the leaves starts falling, which they're starting to. But as soon as it freezes here, it'll knock the leaves off the plants really good. I'll just gather them up and put them in here. So that's a good start for this compost. That manure there we'll get this compost hot, and then it'll start composting really good for next year's garden. So anyhow, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end the video right here. This video is going to have like past 3 days of stuff I've been doing around the farm. So thanks for stopping by and see what I've been doing on the farm lately. And if you haven't already, think about subscribing to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.